You're going to have to excuse me. I look like I am on my way to the early bird special because my mom shops at Costco, and this is what I got for my birthday. But anywho, this is your confirmation. This is your reminder. This is whatever sprinkles you want to sprinkle on it for you to digest what I'm about to say. Go ahead and sprinkle that on, or whatever word works best for you. This is your sign today that you need to heal. You need to truly and utterly heal. And it's not just, oh, I have been going through a therapist for years. Tiffany, what are you talking about? I'm in the process of working my feelings through. No. You've been scraping the Band-Aid. You've been taking the Band-Aid off. I'm talking about actually going to the infection, to the root of the matter. Because you feel stuck. And you've been stuck. You're emotionally, spiritually drained because of how stuck and stagnant you feel. And the reason you feel stuck and stagnant is because you blame God. You've been blaming God because you lost your mom at an early age. Or you lost your only sibling and you're angry and you blame God for it. You need to heal. What are you talking about, Tiffany? I didn't lose a sibling and I didn't lose a parent at an early age and I still feel stuck. I still feel like no matter how hard I try, there's this glass ceiling and I keep going in the same cycle and the same cycle and the same cycle. It's because you have allowed someone to speak something negative over you and you have forgotten about it. There was a teacher or even a parent that told you that you were dumb and you believed it. And because of that, your foundation is cracked and you've been trying to build your house on top of this cracked foundation and now you're trying to get out of this same cycle and you can't. You're having a hard time, but I'm telling you it's because you need to heal. You've been trying to get in a certain spot at work, but it takes classes, it takes a training, and you think to yourself, oh, I can't do that. I'm not smart enough to do that. Where did you get that thought from? Because it's not your own. You got that from somebody long ago. And you've been holding on to it because you didn't even realize how subconsciously down deep rooted this thing goes. You didn't realize that was something that happened when you were 6 years old. And that's why I said you have to go deep into the infection in order to cut it out, in order to actually truly heal. I'm going to give you an example. I was praying and I was having a hard time. I was feeling really stagnant. I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere. No matter what I did or how hard I tried, I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere. And the Lord told me that I needed to be vulnerable. And I said, I am being vulnerable. What are you talking about? I'm being vulnerable. I'm telling you how I feel. And no, that was my vulnerable needed more vulnerable. And I said, well, what are you talking about? And instantly I got a memory back. And I don't know if you know anything about my story, but when I got kicked out when I was 18 years old, I went to a friend. And this friend told me to shut up. Nobody wants to hear that. It happened. Deal with it. Get over it. And because of that, in that moment, I said, I ain't never going to tell nobody how I feel, because that was definitely shot all the way down. And since then, I was never truly vulnerable. And the next stage of my life required extreme vulnerability. I would have missed out on it if I would have stayed in that same mindset, that same thing, because of what happened almost 20 years ago. So I'm telling you now that even if you can't remember it right now, or even if you don't even know where to start, but you're going to need to start this journey. And I would love to tell you it's a quick one, but it ain't. It's going to be a journey, but you need it. Let me be the first to remind you that you are worthy. You are worthy of this process. You are worthy to heal, because in the way that you feel that this feeling of stagnancy, you are self-sabotaging your own current relationships, because you are having a hard time even articulating how you feel, let alone not even know where it's coming from. But you are worthy. Just because you've had a string of bad relationships because you didn't realize how deep your low self-esteem went because of the abuse. But you are worthy. You are worthy, and this process is an important one. And I wouldn't take it lightly if I were you. I would take the time to seek the Lord. The therapy session in which you need to be vulnerable in these moments and stop masking over it. As adults, we mask over our feelings because nobody got time for that. We got to go to work. We got to take the kids to soccer practice. We got to do the thing. And it's not saying that you're not successful. You are successful. However, there is bigger and better things for you in the horizon, but you have to be a healed, whole version of yourself.